Hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Madrid Fan TV. Today, we're going to analyze Elche versus Real Madrid game. And today, we have a guest, Mo, from Let's Be Real podcast. Would you introduce yourself, please?
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Mo. I am from Let's Be Real podcast on YouTube and Apple Podcasts and Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts. Please check out my channel. And I think Real Madrid Fan TV will leave a link in the description.
And also, if you're a Real Madrid fan, you'd like to see more Real Madrid contents, please subscribe. And also go to their channel, which the link is in the description. Follow them, subscribe to them, and comment that you are from my channel.
Yeah, we would love to have people from here come there and listen to us. And of course, if you are already listening to us, please listen to his channel as well because I really like it.
As usual, we'll talk about first half performance, second half performance, and also some key player ratings and some three takeaways from this game. Let's get started with the first half performance. What's your overall take of the first half?
I think first half, we were a little bit lethargic. We lacked a little bit of intensity as we were talking before. And overall, I was a little bit disappointed in Marcelo's performance. But overall, I think we could have done better.
For me, first half was acceptable. We lacked intensity for 30 to 35 minutes, but last 15 minutes was really good. I thought we were creating a couple of good chances. I mean, Camavinga also had one good chance, which I thought he should have scored. And Marcelo, yes, defensively, he's a liability, we know, but I felt that he played really good offensively. I liked his link up with Vinicius and with even Cruz. I thought he played really good, in final third. What do you think about it? Do you agree or disagree? That's fine.
For me, Marcelo's performance, I would say that, like you pointed out, towards the end of the first half in offense, he was really good. He had that one moment where I think he nutmegged the defender, went to the box and created a good goal scoring opportunity that I thought Rodrigo should have scored. But his defense was pretty weak. In my honest opinion, I was a little bit disappointed defensively from him because I think his defensive performance almost led to a goal for Elche. The one Guido Caria somehow he skied it. So I think overall, while he's good offensively, I'm still not sold on Marcelo being the starter.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think that that's a possibility at all, given Mendy is really in form, right?
No, I mean to say, I'm still not sold on him starting even at the second left back. For me personally, it's still Miguel. I would prefer over Marcelo.
Fair enough. I mean, I can see youngster, but I mean, they had actually two good chances that could have scored two goals, like Elche, one you said Marcelo's mistake, right? The another was saved by what's called Lunin. That's a good save. I mean,
yeah, definitely. I think Lunin is a really promising keeper. He's one to keep an eye on. I'm not sure if he'll stay at Real Madrid beyond this year because personally, I think he's too good to be bench in a bench role forever. But overall, I think whenever this guy gets a chance, he really performs well.
I mean, when you have the best goalie, Courtois, come on.
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't matter how much talented you are, right? Courtois has to play. I mean, oh my God, he's so good.
I think Lunin has been unlucky because I think he was signed the same summer that Courtois joined us from Chelsea, and Courtois, especially these last 2 years, has been phenomenal. So overall, you really can't do anything. You can't blame Lunin. You can't blame even Ancelotti because he's just playing the best players. So.
And again, in first half, I thought Vinicius created a lot of chances. I like the way he was playing, taking on players and dribbling. Everything was on point. Though I thought he could score one goal, but it happens.
Personally, I wouldn't blame Vinicius too much. Neither would I blame Vinicius, nor would I blame Rodrigo, because I thought there was a lack of movement when it came to Luka Jovic. He was trying to, I don't know, I just felt like he was trying to hide behind his defender or something. So he did not provide enough support to his wingers, in my opinion. So overall, I think our wingers were slightly isolated. So probably that was the reason for me.
Yeah, I don't know if you have noticed. I felt that when Camavinga and Valverde was on field, Cruz has much more freedom to move around the field, right? He was going much forward than he does usually.
Yeah, I think that is because like both Valverde and Camavinga are comfortable in the defensive areas and they have the ability to cover for Cruz. So Cruz is sort of freed. But when Modric is playing, Modric also attacks the final third of the opposition, and Cruz has to stay back. Otherwise, Casemiro is going to be isolated. But with Valverde and Camavinga, these guys they have the ability to be like two-way, and they are young, so they still have the stamina to go up and down the pitch. So I think that sort of freed Cruz to go and attack the final third and those areas offensively that we don't usually see him attack.
Yeah, I agree. And also, I felt the three players perform a little bit subpar to their level. I'll name all three, and you can give your opinion or interject if you disagree.
Okay.
That's fine. First one is Jovic. Second one is Rodrigo. I'm talking about the first half performance.
Okay.
And then Valverde.
Okay. For me, I wouldn't include Rodrigo because I think, like personally, I liked his performance because he was trying to do something. Although I think he was better in second half compared to the first half, but in the first half he was a little more isolated. Like there was no support from the strikers, none from the midfield. He was literally like running, up and down alone. And at some instances, when he had the ball like upfield, even Jovic was not in the box. So what is he supposed to do with it? He can't do everything, right? As far as Valverde and who was the other guy you named? Sorry,
Jovic.
Yeah, Jovic. Jovic I already mentioned, and Valverde. Okay, I'm not gonna fight too much, but overall, I think the issue with Valverde for me, personally, is the fact that he doesn't get consistent play time. If he had consistent play time, I think I would have expected more from him. But right now, he's not getting that, so I don't want to be too harsh on him.
Well, if we want to win Champions League this year, we have to get the best Valverde. Otherwise, I don't think we can compete with all the best team, right? The intensity he brings, we need that. We need the best Valverde. But I'm always optimistic.
I think that personally the thing is like with Fede, you need Fede because he has the ability to perform in high pressure games, right? He has the experience, something that Camavinga does not. So I think we need him in that sense. But maybe as a starter to win the Champions League, maybe we will still be sticking with Cruz, Casemiro, and Modric.
Who do you think
Valverde has a role to play?
Who do you think was the best player at first half for us?
Yeah, first half for us, it's tough for me to say because I thought everybody was a little bit average. Honestly.
But for me, I thought it was Camavinga was really good first half. Like,
oh yeah, definitely. Camavinga
defensively, offensively, I like his movement and his positioning was on point, and he did not do those silly mistakes. Not silly mistakes, silly tackle.
Yeah. Rash tackles that we were talking about.
His control of the ball was really perfect for me today.
Yeah, I think personally, Camavinga was good, but I did not think that he separated himself from the others so much that I would say, oh yeah, this guy was like the best player. But yeah, maybe he was a little better than average, maybe. But yeah, for me overall, I thought nobody really jumped out of the
I mean, our first half performance was not really exciting, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, I mean, we always struggle against Elche all the time. It's nothing new, right?
Yeah, I mean the thing is like these teams have figured out how to play against Real Madrid. They just defend in numbers. I remember I was watching and I was like they have 5 defenders in the box. Like I think the CDM was also sitting back.
Yeah, it was like a 5-3-2.
Yeah, 5 exactly. I think you noticed it as well. It was like a 5-3-2, and even those 8 players, they were really very they were very compact and near the box. So for me personally, I think these teams they know that as long as they sit back against Real Madrid, they're going to have trouble. And I think this is a tactic that the entire league is using against the big teams. So,
Yeah, for real. Okay, going back to second half, let's talk one of the most important. The most clear-cut chance we had was the one Vasquez missed it, or he could not get the ball from Rodriguez.
I think that was in the first half. Marcelo squared it.
Yeah, to Rodrigo.
Tried to hit it, and Lucas Vasquez was not able to reach it.
Yeah, but I think Rodrigo should have a score in the near post.
Definitely, I agree.
He was Rodrigo, like no one is there, and he was really free, and he should have shot in the near post, and it might be goal.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you there because I thought personally, like even me, I would put the blame more on Rodrigo than Lucas Vasquez. But for me personally, Lucas Vasquez is not to blame because he didn't really do anything wrong. He just couldn't reach it. Rodrigo, I think, should have gotten off a better shot, a much better shot.
Yeah, let's go back to second half. I thought first 15 minutes were playing good. First 15 minutes of the second half, then we kind of slowed the tempo, and then there's not much to talk about second half.
Yeah,
What's your
personally,
evaluation of second half?
I think there was a clear change in tactics from Carlo in the second half. You could see that Rodrigo and Vinicius, they were playing a little more inside, and there was a bit more support from the midfield and from the fullbacks. I think Carlo gave more freedom to the fullbacks and midfielders to advance to the final third, and he asked Rodrigo to move inside the box more and play as a second striker, sort of. So I think we created more chances. Like we were more dominant with the ball. I think we were more comfortable. But overall, I think to put it mildly, we were really blunt in attack because I think Jovic did not perform well. And once he took off Jovic, he brought on Isco. So Isco is not a center forward. So we were really playing without a reference. And I think that really took off the intensity.
Yeah, I totally agree that Jovic was totally isolated today. Like he wasn't doing the link up and dropping back to get the ball and go fast forward. He did not do that. And also we also did a lot of long ball to him. Even he did connect his first touch. His first touch wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And
there
also
were times when like we would give him the ball and he was not able to trap it. So personally for me, like although in the second half he was making a little bit better runs compared to the first half, but like overall, like I thought that Jovic was like pretty much impactless. And I think an interesting thing to note is like today, Borja Mayoral came on as a sub for Getafe, and he managed to score a goal. Whereas, Luka Jovic, who's still at the club, is like finding it difficult to get into the goal. So that was
exactly
something to take note of. Because Mayoral is still a Real Madrid player, and honestly, like if I had the choice, I would have Mayoral behind Benzema as a second striker rather than Luka Jovic.
Fair. I mean, Luka Jovic's main issue is for me is the work ethics, like low work rate. That's not acceptable to me.
Yeah, and I don't know. For some reason, he just doesn't feel comfortable at Real Madrid. For me, like that is.
I mean, even he was on loan second term to Frankfurt.
Mm-hmm.
Frankfurt, his club was.
Yeah, Eintracht. Yeah.
I don't think he was good enough. Even he scored only 4 goals. So
I think the thing is like with Frankfurt, he was coming on in the second half mostly, and a few times he did start, but I think he had better movements. And the fact is, like, I think he gets on better with Filip Kostic and everybody else. So I think he had a lot more impact there than compared to what he has had at Real Madrid. Even in those 6 months, he had more impact at Frankfurt than he had at Real Madrid.
Oh, yeah. What do you think about our sub, like Modric and Casemiro for Valverde and Camavinga?
I think it just pointed out the fact that Camavinga and Fede Valverde have a lot to prove, because like even at times like these, we're still turning to Casemiro and Modric. So that's it all.
Yeah, I mean, I think that substitution is obvious for us. Like we have to do it because we need more experience. But one thing is that I noticed that once Cruz was subbed out, we kind of lost the control of the midfield.
I wouldn't agree with that. Like I think Ceballos was decent. So personally, I wouldn't say that because I think Cruz was subbed out for the duration of the extra time. So personally, for me, Ceballos was decent. So I wouldn't say that. I think for me personally, the bigger issue was like Isco playing as a center forward. Because
Isco for Jovic, I also agree that that's not a good like.
I mean, we were out of options. You were out of options.
Yeah. And also in second half, towards the last moment, I thought, especially of the subs, we had a couple of shaky moments in defense.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Sometimes it's really scary. I'm like, oh my god, they're going to score goals. But
yeah, I think it was a function of the fact that we were trying to attack more, and we sort of left ourselves be exposed, and we were not that good in like the fact is like we were just defending with Nacho and Alaba at times. Even Alaba was attacking, so it was just Nacho and maybe sometimes Lucas Vazquez and somebody else dropping deep like Casemiro. So like overall, I think that really leaves us vulnerable to counterattacks, and I would probably put it down to that.
Okay, we don't have much to talk about second half, to be fair. Most of the exciting thing happened in extra time. Lots of things happen. So Hazard and Ceballos came in. I think Hazard scored the goal, which we'll talk about later. Marcelo red card. my opinion, that's not a red card at all. Like you can give him yellow, but red card, no.
For me personally, I'm not sure if it was even a foul. I thought that maybe Marcelo got the ball, but I like just to be clear, I need to rewatch it again to make sure I'm getting this right. For me personally, it wasn't a card. But the thing is, like, if the referee assumes that Marcelo fouled him and did not get the ball, I can understand sort of the why he gave it a red card, because I think Marcelo was he was denying the fair and obvious goal scoring opportunity. So I personally can understand the red card if the referee thinks that he fouled him. But overall, I would say the refereeing was pretty bad this game.
For sure. So they got the free kick and they scored the goal, first goal. And it was deflected by Ceballos.
Yeah.
I don't think Lunin could save it because of the deflection.
Oh,
but do you think Ceballos could do better?
No. It was just an accidental touch, personally. Like, it was just an accident. So I wouldn't go blaming Ceballos for that.
Okay, at least he made it up by having an assist later on.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Isco scored from Ceballos' assist.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good.
I think that Isco goal, it just spoke of the fact that this is a player with experience, because he knows when to stick his toe out and just nudge it past the goalkeeper, you know. And even Ceballos, like, there was a moment earlier, like I don't know, it was earlier in the half or it was around the same time. It was like he lost the ball and he knew when to commit the tactical foul. So I think this just spoke to the experience that Ceballos and Isco bring to the team that really helped us out today. Yeah, especially in the extra time.
Yeah, that's the only time I thought Isco did a good decisions. Because at times he was so much in the like midfield, not going forward. There was no one in the like as a striker who would score goals. Like, we were too much in the like midfield and playing around. That was too much.
I think personally, like I would also fault Isco for the first goal that we conceded, because I think he was poor in the offensive end that led to the counter attack. But overall, you know, the thing is, like, I think Ancelotti took the wrong decision bringing on Isco as a as a center forward, because I think if he had brought him into the midfield and asked maybe Rodrigo to work as a striker, that would have been much better than having Isco play as a center forward, false nine, whatever. Because, you know, the thing is, like, Isco is going to deviate here and there. So that is Isco's game. So if you just try to take that away from him, he's not the same player.
Finally, Hazard scored the goal.
You know,
do you think Hazard is back?
The funny thing is, like, before Hazard scored that goal, I was wondering, like, how many people noticed that Hazard was actually in the game. Because me personally, he was there, but he didn't do anything. You know, and when he was playing on the right, he was like literally ineffective. So, like, when he scored the goal, I was like, oh yeah, he scored the goal. Because I remember we had a chat before the game and we were like, yeah, Hazard is better on the left than on the right. And when he scored the goal, he was on the left. So I was like, yeah, we expected this.
I mean, for me, he scored goal. I thought maybe he'll get some confidence, at least, you know, scored the goal.
Definitely.
Yeah, so which is good. But yeah, I agree that
will help us, like, in the later half of the season, because
he was missing his, you know, typical performance for sure.
Yeah, like, for me, I'm not really expecting Hazard to get back to his typical performances because of the injuries that he has suffered. I think he has lost that bit of space and that confidence to take his man on. And with the reports coming out that he needs another surgery, and the club is asking him not to do that, so I don't really know where Hazard is physically.
Yeah, we're hearing a lot of like those kind of things, but we don't know actually, right? What's the truth?
Yeah, we don't know what's the truth. But the thing is, like, there's a lot of people talking about it, so, you know, it just shows a little bit of doubt. For me personally, I don't really expect Hazard to go back to the player he was at Chelsea.
And also, last event of the match was Elche goal was disallowed because Vasquez was pulled by. Now I have to see the replay to see the exact what happened. Was he really pulled off? What do you think? Like,
for me personally, I'm actually confused. Like, somewhere online, I read that the fact is, like, he wasn't actually the goal wasn't ruled out because he was fouled, but it was rather for the offside. But I'm in the same boat as you. I really need to check it out before I can comment.
Oh yeah, perfect. I mean, we should not comment something without, because others, our friends will, hey, you said something wrong. You know, we don't want that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, overall, I mean, we won 2-1, and it was a difficult game, but sometimes you have to struggle, it's not easy.
Yeah. I think sometimes, especially in Copa del Rey, Real Madrid, just they make it more difficult than it should be. So, and another thing is like we made a lot of changes, brought in a lot of players to start who are not getting regular game time, like Valverde, Camavinga. So when this happens, the rhythm is not there, and so the team struggles a little bit. Like even Jovic, I think Jovic also maybe a part of what affected his performance was the fact that he was playing after 1 month. So I think last time we played was in December, sorry. So I think that affects the rhythm and that affected our play style.
So one tactical change that I like from Carlo, I don't know if you have noticed, especially in extra time after red card, switching Alaba as a left back.
Yeah, I did notice
And that created a lot of chances for us. And
yeah,
which means Casemiro had to drop back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for me personally, I've always been a fan of Alaba as a left back because I think he's a much better offensive left back than Ferland Mendy. But I think like Mendy provides us something different, especially when it comes to defensive phase of the game that nobody else does. But overall, I think Alaba is a really good left back when he plays on the left side. The only thing is like if we had another center back to partner with Militao, I think would have been I would have probably preferred Alaba starting on the left back position.
Yeah, as an offensive left back, he's definitely better. But I kind of like him as a center back.
Uh-huh.
I think which gives us more like good combination, Militao and Alaba.
Yeah,
and
I
also
agree.
he couldn't even be left back, even in Bayern Munich. Like, right? He
I think
played
I think the reason they switched him to center back was because of injuries.
injuries. Also, they had also faster left back.
Alfonso Davies.
Yeah.
I think the fact is that there were injuries. Alaba had to shift to center back, and then Alfonso Davies, when he was here in Canada, like not here, like I live really near Canada, so I just have this habit. But the thing is, like when he was in Canada, he used to play like in MLS. He used to play as a left mid, so he was a forward, and then they sort of had to shift him into the left back position, and somehow worked out. So nobody's complaining when things work out.
It's like Casemiro. He was a striker when he started. Okay, let's go talk about the player ratings. Do you have the tab on for SofaScore rating?
No, but I'll listen to you. Like I'll follow you.
Okay. Otherwise, I'll just mention, right? So, and you
Okay.
can just give your opinion.
Definitely. Let's do that.
So let's pull up SofaScore's rating. Starting with our Lunin, they gave 6.8.
Like personally, I don't know how high they have rated other players, but like 6.8. What is the highest rating, if I'm asked?
I think it's 8.2 Vinicius.
8.2 Vinicius.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's a fair rating. Goalkeepers like
yeah, that's like almost 7, right? So
yeah, it's almost 7, and I think it's like goalkeepers always get a lower rating for some reason, which I disagree. But the thing is, like Lunin did not have much to do, but when he had something to do, he did it well.
Yeah,
So
I think he had two good
saves.
saves. One from the free kick, and one from the at the first half, right? Yeah. So which is fair enough. I think also he could not do anything for the goal, so we cannot blame him. So 7 is fair enough, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Let's go to Marcelo. I don't know. They gave Marcelo 6.6. I don't know why, because of the red card. But I felt he played much better than he played this season any other matches in our team.
Okay,
I know you might disagree.
If I was rating Marcelo, there would be like 2 different ratings for me. One for Marcelo's offensive performance, one for Marcelo's defensive performance. For offensive performance, I would probably rate him very highly, like 7 or 8, 7.5 maybe. But I think like for defensive performance, I did not really like him defensively, so maybe I would give him like 2 or 3 for defense. But overall, I think I wouldn't blame him for the red card because he took one for the team. So overall, like I wouldn't deduct points from him for the red card. So for me, probably 6.6 a little bit low, maybe something around 7.
I'll give him 7.5 just for the offensive play.
Okay.
I mean,
that's
for
fair.
me, like we did not have to defend a lot against Elche, to be fair. Only except one moment in the first half.
Yeah, that is the moment why I would not give him 7.5. Probably.
Yeah, I'm a little bit lenient. I'm a little bit lenient.
But like if that moment wasn't there, probably I would be right there with you on 7.5.
And Alaba 7.4.
Okay. It's decent. It's
Yep,
decent.
I
I
agree.
can get
And
behind that.
Nacho 7.1.
I can get behind that as well.
Yeah, I think that's also, I agree. Vasquez 7.3.
I think Lucas Vasquez had a little bit of trouble crossing, and he had one of those classic Lucas Vasquez moments where you could say that Lucas Vasquez is trying to dribble against Lucas Vasquez. But the thing is, like, overall, I thought he was okay, and in some instances in the defense he was good. But I think because Elche defended so deep, his ability to cross was negated, because while Lucas Vasquez is a decent crosser, he's not a very good crosser. So overall, I think, yeah, probably 6.97 is where I would land on Lucas Vazquez.
Yeah, I'd give him 7 just because I thought in final third, sometimes his decision making was poor. Like his pass wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And also defensively, he struggled a little bit today.
Okay, that's a fair
Let's
point.
go to Valverde, 6.9.
Okay, probably I would say 6.5 or 6.6. 6.9. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, I also agree. I mean, we all love Valverde, right? He's the most
Yeah.
he's like most popular player in our squad, one of them. And he did not perform as we want it to be. We want the Valverde that can play with much higher intensity. And yeah, we saw a couple of moments he played like from left to right, which I like to him more involved, like go with the ball and try to be more involved and try to do more passing. But he was a little bit off for me.
Yeah, I agree. The thing is, like, I think Valverde's best quality is his ability to drive through, drive across the lines carrying the ball, and that is something that we have been missing, like, from his performances of late. So probably I would like to see him do that more.
Yeah, Camavinga 7.6. He had 94% passing accuracy, which is good.
Yeah,
and he had 4 long balls.
You pointed out, right? In the first
Yeah.
half, he was really good offensively. So I wouldn't really disagree with that. 7.5, 7.6 for me, Camavinga is good.
Yeah, for me, like first half, I thought he was the best player, like in our whole first half. And I like his performance, like he was everywhere. But again, I think 7.6 is fair enough. Yeah, I agree with you. Let's go to Toni Kroos, 7.8.
Okay, I'm not complaining. Toni Kroos is always class. So yeah.
Yeah, especially at first up when Camavinga and Valverde was there, we saw much offensive Toni Kroos.
Yeah, much more offensive Toni Kroos, going a lot more forward.
Yeah. He had like 118 touch total and 96% passing accuracy, which is
that is normal for Toni Kroos.
Yeah, 96%. That's I agree totally. And then we have Rodrigo 6.9.
I wouldn't agree with that. I would probably give him like 7.3 or something.
7.3. I'll give him 6.9. I think 7 is fine enough for me.
Okay.
Because I just would like to see him more involved, like the way Vinny played today.
Okay.
Especially at first half, I thought he was not as active. But
I think
second half,
personally for me, I think that is a function of the role Carlo Ancelotti is asking them to play.
Yeah, fair enough. Especially second half, he grew back and he played better than first half, I thought. And Jovic 6.4.
I agree with that. I would give him a 6.
Okay, I'll give Jovic 5.5.
Okay.
I'm a little bit harsher because he wasn't there when he was supposed to be.
Yeah, and for me, he was the worst player. So that's it.
Yeah, for sure. The last but not the least is Vinicius Jr. 8.2. I could not disagree.
Oh yeah, I would probably give him like 8 because I think this was not one of his best performances in the season. But like, okay, he was a threat. That's what I would say.
Well, I would say is that yes, he did not get a goal or assist. Yep, we agree. Yes, but he was the only constant threat time to time in our play today.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Like dribbling wise, like yeah, he could have scored 1 goal at least. Like I thought 1 goal where he shot, but the power was very low. But
I think he had a good chance, like where he was not able to like get his shot off well. So there were some moments where I think he could have done better. But what I'm saying is like Vinicius was not the Vinicius that we have gotten used to seeing this season. Like if he had this performance last season, we would have been really happy with it. But I think like this season, Vinicius has set a higher bar, so probably he could not he was not able to reach it today.
Yeah, I mean, I just like the way he played. Even though he didn't score, I'm like, I'm satisfied with his performance. But sometimes
Okay.
sometimes you get this goal, sometimes you don't. But
Yeah.
for me, his performance was good. But
Yeah.
that's fine. We can disagree with that. That's why this kind of things are more interesting to me, because people disagreeing, that's more important than agreeing.
Yeah, I would say today Vinicius was not Vinicius.
Yeah, he was not finished. I mean, to be fair, when he tried to like dribble from the left to right and try to shot, but every time he tried to shot, they would block somehow, or they would put some player so that he cannot shot. Like he tried, like the way he moved against Sevilla's goal, he tried multiple times similar way, but he could not just put the ball to the.
Yeah, Elche's defense was on point today.
Yeah, Elche's defense was really good. Other thing you said, Elche did not park the bus, I would say. Do you agree with that?
They did not.
Yeah, they were solid defensively, but did not park the bus like Cadiz or Getafe.
Yeah, like Cadiz is like they under Cervera, they had this identity. They have been playing this way since they were in the third division of like the Spanish league football in Segunda B. All they do is like park the bus. Even if they were playing in Segunda or Segunda B, they would still just park the bus. So like playing against the Cadiz is really difficult.
Yeah.
But
So
these other teams, they don't have the same let's say history of playing that way. So but like you said, I think they were very compact, but they attacked well.
So let's talk. Let's not rate the substitutions like Casemiro, but let's say impactful or not impactful, like our ready to. Who was impactful in your opinion among Casemiro, Ceballos, Isco, Modric, and Hazard?
I think like Isco and Hazard scored the goal, so they automatically become impactful. And I think Ceballos had an impact because he got the assist, and like overall, I thought he was decent. Modric was Modric is Modric. He's always going to be good. He's always going to impact the proceedings. And Casemiro, Casemiro is again another player who knows where to defend, how to position himself. So I think all the substitutes were impactful in their own way, but I think Carlo would probably have made better substitutes, better use of substitutes.
Yeah, I mean, so far score was a little bit harsh to Modric. They gave him 6.4. 6.4.
Do you agree with that?
I mean, I don't think he played that bad. I'm not give him 7 if I'd be rating sub.
The thing is, like players like Modric, when they are not like doing something extraordinary, people tend to ignore them because they just do the normal things. But the way they do the normal things with the consistency that they do the normal things, that is something that nobody else can. So I think that often gets ignored.
Okay, let's go to the 3 takeaways from today's game. First one, we must play with much higher intensity when our youngsters are in midfield, especially Valverde and Camavinga. Yes, today at times we saw like we had lack of intensity. I thought when we have youngsters like them, we should play with much faster pace. What do you think?
I agree with that. I think we should be playing at a much higher pace, but I think that's also a big factor that impacts the pace that we play at is the fact that these guys are not getting regular game time. With the regular game time, I think they will have like more sharpness and more intensity. Like that is my personal opinion.
Second, we should do much better substitution. That today some of the substitutions was questionable. Like Isco as a center forward, to me was a little bit surprising.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think like the fact is, I think probably if I was the manager, I would have made a little bit changes. I would have been different because I thought like our wingers were too isolated. So I probably would have brought in. I would sacrifice the midfielder to bring in like a attacking midfielder like Isco or Hazard. Maybe I would have taken off Valverde. So those were some differences that I would have made. And probably I don't really know how Bale is faring, but I thought Bale probably would have been a little bit more helpful in the final third than the other players that he brought on. But at the end of the day, it worked out for Ancelotti. So maybe we cannot really say a lot of stuff about it. But overall, I was not really satisfied with the timing of substitutions and the players he chose and the formation, the tactics he used.
Yeah, I agree totally. Third one is Valverde should play much better than this.
Yeah, like okay, there's a part of me that agrees and there's a part of me that disagrees. I think, like I said, that I've been saying, I think the biggest thing impacting him is lack of game time. With consistency, I probably think he can play better. But the thing is, like he has to do better if he wants to keep his place in the team, because I think Camavinga is seriously challenging him for that role.
Yeah, Camavinga. I mean, I don't know. I have seen a pattern. Like whenever Vinicius play really good, Rodrigo plays subpar. Whenever Camavinga plays really good, Valverde is a little bit subpar. I don't know. Is it like coincidence or something? All the time I see some.
Maybe it's just the function of the roles that they have under Ancelotti's system.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you want to add anything else?
Like overall, I generally agree with what you're saying. Maybe we were missing Militao a little bit, but the thing is, like, I think overall probably I would have gone with Miguel instead of Marcelo. So the biggest thing that I would add for Carlo is, like, please trust Miguel.
Oh, one thing. Would you, like, when you have to sub out Jovic, would you sub in Bale for him as a striker?
I would consider it, yes.
Yeah,
If,
I also
I
thought
personally don't know
Bale
his
could be better option than Isco as a center forward.
I personally don't know his fitness situation, so
Yeah.
I really don't know what happened. But, like, personally, I would have preferred Bale over like Isco.
For me, if someone is not match fit, he should not be in the squad.
I mean, we don't really know what's going on, so.
Yeah, overall,
maybe he was match fit, but Carlo did not think that he would be able to cope with the intensity in the extra time. I don't know, with the pressure that comes up, especially when you're chasing a game. So.
Yeah, fair enough. So overall, it was a hard victory, but at least we won the game. 2-1.
It was a
finally.
hard but sweet victory. I thought the referee really tried to play a part in the game. I did not like his performance at all.
I mean, for me, La Liga referee is the worst.
Yeah, I think it's like it's not a matter of corruption; it's a matter of competence. They're just like incompetent, or maybe they see the game a whole lot of a different way. Because I remember there was this one foul he called against Cruz, where Cruz did not even touch Tete.
Oh yeah, he did not even touch it. Yeah, and he got a yellow for that.
Yeah, so I was like, maybe this is just incompetence. Although I think he gave the yellow card for arguing, but I think he should not have whistled at all because there was no foul there.
Let me know what you guys think about our performance, and if you guys would like to see more this type of content, let me know in the comment section.
Good. I hope to hear from you guys soon.
And also, of course, if you're a Real Madrid fan, please subscribe. That will help us.
Yeah.